Hey, welcome to World Code Updates. The turquoise waters of the West Philippine Sea have become the stage for a high-stakes drama. Recent footage shows Chinese Coast Guard vessels executing dangerous maneuvers against much smaller Philippine ships. Water cannons capable of tearing through Philippine vessels have become a common and alarming tactic. Every resupply mission to the BRP Sierra Madre at Unveils Shoal is now a tense encounter, watched by the world. The courage of Filipino crews facing intimidation is a testament to their nation's resolve. Visual evidence reveals a pattern of harassment and intimidation, part of China's calculated gray zone strategy to assert control without open conflict. These confrontations are no longer just regional, they challenge the international rules-based order that governs the world seas. The Philippine struggle is now a frontline defense of principles that matter to all seafaring nations. The danger in the West Philippine Sea is stark and ever-present, a daily reality for those who patrol its contested waters. Here, the tension is not just a matter of politics or policy, it is felt in every wave, every maneuver and every encounter between rival ships. Chinese Coast Guard ships, some weighing over 12,000 tons, tower over the Philippine Coast Guard's much smaller and lighter vessels. The sheer difference in size and capability is impossible to ignore, with Chinese ships often appearing as floating fortresses beside the more modest Philippine patrol boats. This is truly a David and Goliath scenario, where the smaller actor must rely not just on courage, but also on international law and the support of the global community. The Philippine Coast Guard faces a daunting task, knowing that every mission could bring them face to face with overwhelming force. The risk of collision is ever present, as massive Chinese ships use their size to intimidate, block and threaten. These close encounters are not rare, they are a regular part of the PCG's patrols, raising the stakes and the stress for every crew member on board. Chinese vessels are not only larger but also better equipped, operating with advanced surveillance systems, powerful water cannons, and as part of a coordinated fleet. Their operations are further bolstered by a vast maritime militia, blurring the lines between civilian and military presence at sea. In contrast, the Philippine Coast Guard, with fewer and older ships, faces immense psychological and physical pressure. Their vessels, often weathered and outmatched, must endure long patrols and constant vigilance, testing the endurance and morale of their crews. Yet, Filipino crews sail into these contested waters fully aware that they are outnumbered and outgunned. Despite this, they maintain a remarkable level of professionalism, discipline and restraint, upholding their duty with quiet determination. Chinese tactics are often designed to provoke a reaction, testing the resolve and composure of the PCG. But the Philippine Coast Guard's commitment to non-escalation and adherence to international norms highlights just how precarious their position is, and how much is at stake with every encounter. The PCG must defend national sovereignty without the means to dominate the waters. Instead, they rely on the strength of international law, the support of allies and the moral high ground, asserting their presence with dignity and resolve. The imbalance is clear for all to see, but so too is the unwavering resolve of the Philippine Coast Guard. Against overwhelming odds, they continue to stand firm, a testament to their courage and commitment in the face of adversity. In response to growing maritime challenges and increasing tensions in the West Philippine Sea, the Philippine government under President Marcos Jr. has launched an ambitious and comprehensive modernization program for the Coast Guard. This initiative marks a significant turning point in the country's approach to maritime security, reflecting a renewed commitment to safeguarding its territorial waters and protecting its national interests. The primary goal is to acquire larger, more capable vessels that can withstand Chinese harassment, project strength, and assert a visible Philippine presence in contested waters. These new ships are designed to operate farther from shore, stay at sea longer, and respond more effectively to any threats or emergencies. This modernization effort is not about escalating an arms race, but rather a necessary and prudent step to ensure the Philippine Coast Guard can safely and confidently perform its vital duties, ranging from search and rescue to law enforcement and environmental protection. At the heart of the program is the acquisition of state-of-the-art offshore patrol vessels. These are bigger, faster, and equipped with advanced navigation, communication, and surveillance technology, making them a game changer for the PCG's operational capabilities. To make this vision a reality, the Marcos administration has prioritized funding for the Coast Guard and actively sought international partnerships, collaborating with allies and shipbuilders from countries like Japan, France, and South Korea to accelerate fleet expansion and technology transfer. The message to Beijing and the world is clear: the Philippines will not be cowed by external pressure and is determined to invest in its own defense, upholding its sovereignty and maritime rights. Modernization extends well beyond just acquiring new ships. It includes enhancing aerial surveillance capabilities, upgrading command centers with cutting-edge technology, and providing advanced training for Coast Guard personnel to ensure they are prepared for any scenario. The strategy is holistic, aiming to build a resilient and adaptive maritime security architecture that can respond to evolving threats and maintain peace and stability in the region. By strengthening the Philippine Coast Guard, the country aims to deter aggression, protect its people and resources, and keep maritime disputes from escalating into military conflict, demonstrating a commitment to peace through preparedness and resilience. The Philippines is not alone in this effort. Key partners, Japan, the United States, and France, are providing new vessels, financing, training, and technology. Japan has financed and delivered the PCG's largest and most modern ships, with more on the way. The U.S. has supplied patrol boats, surveillance equipment, and training, while reaffirming its mutual defense commitments. This security guarantee is a powerful deterrent. France is negotiating to supply new offshore patrol vessels, diversifying the Philippines' security partnerships. These alliances provide critical capabilities and reinforce a rules-based order in the region. For the Philippines, it means greater capacity and confidence at sea. For its partners, it's about upholding stability and global maritime norms. The new Philippine Coast Guard vessels are designed for the challenges of the West Philippine Sea. Larger, more advanced ships from Japan and France will stay at sea for weeks, maintaining a persistent presence. Their size and stability make them less vulnerable to Chinese intimidation. Equipped with state-of-the-art sensors, these ships can monitor and document foreign activities with precision. Helicopter decks and hangars enable rapid aerial surveillance and search and rescue. Defensive armaments reinforce their law enforcement role. Their primary mission: sovereignty patrols, protecting Filipino fishermen, and upholding international law. By escorting fishing flotillas and documenting violations, these ships strengthen the Philippines' legal and diplomatic position. They are platforms for asserting rights and providing irrefutable evidence of China's non-compliance. Nowhere are the stakes higher than at Unveils Shoal, a strategic flashpoint in the South China Sea, home to the BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded vessel serving as a symbol of Philippine sovereignty and a handful of brave Filipino Marines. China has turned every resupply mission into a dangerous confrontation, escalating tensions with each encounter by blockading and harassing Philippine vessels, a show of force that challenges international norms. In one particularly alarming incident, a Chinese Coast Guard ship deliberately collided with a Philippine supply boat, a tactic meant to physically impede the mission and intimidate the Filipino crew. Water cannons, capable of causing serious damage to both vessels and crew, are now standard Chinese tools at Ayungin, used to assert dominance and deter resupply efforts. Despite these risks, Filipino crews have shown remarkable resilience and determination, using smaller, more agile boats to break through blockades and deliver essential supplies to their compatriots. These confrontations are a form of coercive diplomacy, testing not only Philippine resolve but also the commitment of its allies. Each successful mission reaffirms Manila's sovereign rights and sends a message of defiance against unilateral claims. Each act of successful resupply is a victory for the Philippines, a testament to their unwavering spirit. However, each act of Chinese aggression raises the risk of escalation, threatening regional stability. Unveils Shoal is a microcosm of the broader struggle: right versus might, law versus unilateral claims, a battle for the future of the region. Amid the confrontations, the Philippines' greatest asset is international law. The 2016 Hague ruling under UNCLOS invalidated China's 9-dash line and affirmed Philippine rights in its exclusive economic zone. The tribunal found China had violated Philippine rights by interfering with fishing and exploration, and by building artificial islands. This legal victory is the foundation for Manila's diplomatic and operational actions. The Philippines consistently anchors its policies in the arbitral award, earning broad international support. China, meanwhile, rejects the ruling and continues its activities, damaging its global reputation. By documenting violations, Manila frames the dispute as a matter of principle, not just territory. The contest is now between a law-abiding nation and one seeking to replace rules with force. The Philippine Coast Guard's mission is fundamentally defensive and humanitarian. For thousands of Filipino fishermen, The West Philippine Sea is their livelihood, not a chessboard. Coast Guard patrols respond to years of Chinese intimidation, ensuring safe access to ancestral fishing grounds. Philippine resupply missions are transparent and humanitarian, providing basic necessities to personnel at Ayungin Shoal. Journalists often accompany these missions, countering Chinese disinformation. Enhanced Coast Guard presence deters harassment and allows fishermen to return to resource-rich areas. The mission is about sovereignty, food security, and economic justice for marginalized communities. By investing in its Coast Guard, the Philippines is defending its territory and fulfilling its obligations under international law. The Philippines' strengthened position is amplified by growing international support. Major powers have condemned China's actions and reaffirmed the 2016 arbitral ruling. Support includes joint patrols, intelligence sharing, and capacity building, sending a message of collective resolve. Technology transfer and training help the Philippines build long-term maritime security capabilities. Partnerships foster local industry and reduce reliance on foreign assistance. The West Philippine Sea is now a bellwether for the global maritime order. The Philippines, backed by allies, stands for a world governed by rules, not force. The dawn of a more resilient, rules-based maritime order may be on the horizon.